This is ANAplus, powered by the African News Agency. My name is Lance Witten. You're watching Newsbite, where we give you everything you need to know about Africa now. Let's talk about Rwanda. It's a tiny nation in Central and East Africa, one of the smallest countries on the continent in the Great Lakes region. It's one of the shining lights in Africa. Kigali is among the most connected capitals in the world. Rwanda regularly ranks much lower than its neighbours on corruption indices, while the parliament is one of only two countries with a female majority. But Rwanda has a dark past. Just 25 years ago, during the Rwandan Civil War, somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million people were massacred in what's known as the Rwandan genocide, the mass slaughter of Tutsis and moderate Hutus over the course of just 100 days. It was an event that shocked the world. Okay, many Western nations ignored the massacre, but elsewhere there was an outcry. About 70% of the Tutsi population was killed, and sexual violence reached unprecedented proportions. The genocide had a lasting effect on Rwanda and her neighbours. It was also one of the contributing factors that led to the establishment of the more permanent iteration of the International Criminal Court. There are two national public holidays to commemorate the genocide, and denialism and revisionism of the events is a criminal offence. Now, with this brief history lesson on the very dark past of Rwanda, let's look at Rwanda's bright future. President Paul Kagame has recently opened the country's borders to welcome refugees from other African nations. Now, from a country known for its genocide to one that's become a safe harbour for those fleeing from their own oppressive regimes and war-torn nations, quite the turnaround. While Central and West Africa fights the second biggest outbreak of Ebola in recorded history, Rwanda has said it's ready should any cases pop up within its borders. Its High Commission in Nigeria said it was ready to check on the progress of the fight against the deadly hemorrhagic virus. The Rwandan government had, in the wake of the outbreak of the disease, adopted measures aimed at ensuring the disease did not migrate into their country. It's got a detailed national preparedness plan in place and has trained health workers on the early detection and response. Rwanda remains Ebola-free, but they've already set up Ebola treatment centres and put 23 isolation units in place in hospitals in priority districts. Here's another feather in Rwanda's cap. It's been declared one of the safest destinations in the world by United Nations agencies. And in 2017, the status of Rwandan refugees ended, which means that no Rwandan will be identified as a refugee in any part of the world where they had gone to seek refuge following the 1994 genocide. Now, Rwanda has also just opened applications for its Bridge to Rwanda program, which is a fully funded entrepreneurship development initiative. It's aimed at high-potential university graduates who are intent on solving Africa's biggest problems through internship. Earlier in August, President Kagame also inaugurated the newly built indoor sports complex, which is expected to enhance the country's capacity to host big international indoor games. The Central African country wants the new facility, which is called the Kigali Arena, to help nurture champions and inspire young generations to grow, Kagame said when he launched the facility. The 10,000-seat complex, completed in July, is a multi-purpose building which can host indoor games, meetings, conferences, exhibitions, and concerts. It boasts 13 cafeteria and restaurants, 6 changing rooms for teams, 2 rooms for coaching staff, a fitness center, a media hall, and even a modern doping control room. Kigali Arena is a great addition that puts Rwanda in a good position to host international games. That's according to Guy Rutahisire, director at the Rwandan Ministry of Sports. The arena will impact positively on the development of indoor games in Rwanda like basketball, volleyball, and tennis. Kigali Arena will also play host to the semi-finals and the final of the inaugural Basketball Africa League in March 2020 and the 2021 FIBA Men's African Basketball Championship. For a country only about double the size of the city of Shanghai, that's not bad going at all. And talking about connectivity, Rwanda is among the top 3 African countries in terms of internet connectivity, with an ever-growing fiber optic network. There's high-speed 4G LTE wireless broadband in all major cities. This is Newsbite on ANAplus. We make Africa matter.